Have you ever wondered what your country would be like if you had one drug that could solve medical issues, reduce crime, and increase your GDP?
True.
Now, most of us are familiar with the terms weed, herb, and kush kush. Now, for those of you who don't know, these are the terms used to refer to marijuana or the medical term cannabis. Now, in many countries, cannabis is an illegal drug, and if found in your possession, you will be arrested and charged. However, there are currently 30 countries, some of which are Amsterdam, Peru, Canada, and some states in the United States of America, where marijuana is either completely legal or decriminalized based on the amount you're found with. With that said, I urge the other 165 countries to follow suit and see how the power of marijuana can either boost your economy, reduce your crime, and solve some medical issues being experienced. Take a look at this video.
My goal for him is to hear his voice, to hear him talk. We just want him to be happy.
This is more than just make it so that he doesn't have seizures anymore. I want him back. I want him to thrive and live and enjoy us. And if a plant can do that, why do we object?
Some of the kids clearly became more verbal, better coordination. I had one child who started walking while they were using the medications.
We instantly saw results. He was smiling again. We noticed the decrease in seizures. He was able to transition. And at this point, he was finally able to gain cognitive skills.
Every laugh, every word is a gift Charlotte Figgy's family didn't think they'd ever see. 2 years ago,
we had reached the end of the line for medical options.
They were ready to say goodbye. The epileptic seizures started when Charlotte was just a baby and grew more violent, more frequent.
It's okay, honey. Mommy's here.
Up to $1,200 a month. Charlotte couldn't walk, talk, or eat.
Her quality of life was none. I mean, we were at the point where we were just praying that she would die peacefully in her sleep because it was so much suffering. She wasn't there. You know, Charlotte wasn't there anymore.
The family was desperate. Charlotte's dad had heard about the healing qualities of cannabidiol, or CBD, a chemical in the marijuana plant that doesn't cause a high. It so happened a group of brothers in southern Colorado was already experimenting with it.
I didn't really think it was going to work.
A few drops of oil made from CBD, taken orally twice a day, proved her wrong.
This is where I store her medicine, in this lockbox. And this is how one dose.
It's now called Charlotte's Web, named after the little girl who was the first patient. There have been many more success stories and about 250 families who've moved to Colorado to treat kids with epilepsy and cancer.
In the video, we saw where medical marijuana was the solution to multiple seizures being experienced by children. However, many senior citizens also use marijuana to relieve pains due to arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome, and lupus. Marijuana can also be used to stop glaucoma symptoms, and some cancer patients believe that marijuana is the main reason why they are cancer-free. One common misconception of marijuana is that the only way to gain the benefits is to smoke it. However, as we saw in the video, the liquid can be extracted from the marijuana plant and administered. It can also be used as oils, infused in honeys, candies, baked goods, and other products. Another misconception of marijuana is that it lowers the intelligence and causes brain damage. Currently, there is no documentation that shows that marijuana reduces or kills brain cells. Studies with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's patients indicate that marijuana gradually encourages new neural pathways, allowing those with impaired brain functions to potentially halt further degeneration and encourage new brain functions. The economic benefits of legalizing marijuana could be a major boon for countries such as Jamaica, Haiti, and Mozambique, and great wealth for their government. For example, in 2015, Colorado collected more than US $135 million in taxes and fees on medical and recreational marijuana. We could also see an increase in job creation and income as the setting up of a marijuana nursery and dispensary would be a major requirement. Countries like Jamaica can begin to look at marijuana exports as a source of income, especially to those countries who cannot grow marijuana of their own. Tourism is another industry that could see a major boost, as people who live in countries where marijuana is not legal will usually travel or migrate to a marijuana legal country in order to obtain the drug for medical or recreational use, even though they won't be able to take the drug back home. At first glance, it may seem strange that legalizing marijuana could lower crime rates. After all, the cynics believe that marijuana could affect consumer judgment, lowers their inhibition, and would make them more likely to commit crimes. But to them I say, doesn't drinking alcohol have the same effect? Does that mean alcohol beverages should be illegal as it increases crime rates? Legalizing marijuana allows local farmers to grow marijuana, which can be sold to dispensaries legally. This move puts distributors in direct competition with drug cartels, and as a result, the cartels will get much less business, and the long-term effect is a reduction in the levels of drug-related violence and the ease on health sectors. Now you're probably thinking, if they can't smuggle marijuana, they can smuggle something else. And you're indeed correct. However, the market for marijuana is the largest drug market in the US and the one from which the cartels makes the largest profit. Now, an unseen benefit that comes from legalizing marijuana is all the costs saved in law enforcement and prosecution. If the United States legalized marijuana, it is estimated that the cost governments save is $13 billion on operating a prison. Not only that, it would severely reduce the prison population and have more people being eligible for employment, as they would no longer have a criminal record. In closing, though marijuana is frowned upon by leaders of many countries, if we spend time and research all the factors associated with this plant, we can definitely benefit from it as a country. We will see improvements in our medical sector due to a decrease in drug-related crimes. We will see growth in our economy due to job creation, exports, and increased taxes. And finally, sick people in need of help would have access to a drug that has little or no adverse effect on their health. So I implore you to make an investment in marijuana. It is the gateway to a better life and a booming economy. Thank you.